very first episode of In the Garage. We're going to be talking about Star Wars today. I'm your host, Julian DeLesDernier. This is my co-host, Eric Miller. Let's go ahead and dive right in with a big one. What is your favorite Star Wars film and why?
Oh, my favorite is Empire Strikes Back. I just love that it's a cliffhanger. It's not like a complete ending, really, and it leads into another film, so I really like Empire Strikes Back.
And they really established the blue and red tone in that movie.
Yeah.
Irving Kershner, I believe, is the director of that one, because George Lucas stepped down to just do the writing because he had such a hard time directing the first film, and then edited it, and 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 edited it. And then John Williams came in and wrote an amazing score, and that's how I really think the first movie became what it was. Because before that, it was just a weird, disconjointed film with, pew pew. Yeah, a lot of that. So, I mean, yeah, for me...
what's your favorite?
See, because I had a lot of trouble with this. When Force Awakens came out, I thought, man, this might be the greatest Star Wars film. That was just my opinion about seeing it the first night. But I think I've kind of reverted back to Empire Strikes Back. I think it's just, hands down, the greatest Star Wars film. Because then it establishes perfectly the middle of, everybody's character arc. Han Solo still needs to go repay his debt to Jabba. Why didn't he go do that? After, he didn't have to immediately join up with the rebellion after the first Death Star exploded. You can go back and... you got a medal. Be like, hey, this is great. Got my medal. Don't know why Chewie didn't get one. I think they addressed that, though, in one of the comics, actually, where he does get a medal. But I think it was too hard to get it around the character's neck.
Empire Strikes Back has probably the most iconic, famous plot twist in the story.
That's true. That's true. I mean... the fact that Obi-Wan is a full ghost. No, I'm just kidding. Vader, yeah, and what's interesting is I don't remember a time in my life when I didn't know that. So it was never a twist to me. I never got that experience. I think I was born into the world, and I think the first thing my dad whispered to me was probably Luke, I am your father.
It's so ingrained in pop culture.
And my baby, Mel was like, that's impossible! Which is exactly how Mark Hamill sounds when he delivers that line. It's a very unsettling scene. No! No! That didn't feel good. We both love Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
I have the poster for that somewhere alongside this one.
Oh, sweet.
No big deal. Let's jump right along here, Rach. What is your favorite Star Wars video game and why? Because there's a lot out there.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
It has to be between... I've got three favorites. So it has to be between Super Return of the Jedi on Super Nintendo.
That's it. That used to be my favorite.
Shadows of the Empire on Nintendo 64.
Ooh, that's a good one. What's the character's name?
Dash Rendar.
Dash Rendar! Coming at you live. I'm starting a new Twitter handle. It's probably taken. Dash Rendar's probably taken at this point.
But my favorite...
Tell me about his adventures through the galaxy.
Is probably Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic. See, I've never played it.
Wow.
I've always really wanted to. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this from all the other nerds. That's not what any of you sound like. I'm just kidding. But I've never played it. I don't know if I've ever had a platform to play it on.
Yeah, PC and Xbox, I think, is one of
PC. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, so I have a Mac. I don't think had a PC that could run it when I did have a PC, and so I wish they'd release it on PS4. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hashtag release Knights of the Old Republic on PS4, guys.
That's all up to BioWare. I mean, that was one of the games that really made them real.
That's right. And they're working on, side note from Star Wars, they're working on Anthem right now. Which I think they gave up the reins on developing Mass Effect Andromeda, if I'm correct. because they've been working on Anthem for so long, and
Yeah, I think they gave it up to EA or an EA studio.
this is a side
Whatever.
note. Yeah. Well, we'll move along here. My favorite Star Wars game is, oh god, I can't remember if it's, not that I can't remember what it is, but it's either in Force Unleashed 1 or Force Unleashed 2 when Starkiller, who's the character that you play as, he's Darth Vader's apprentice, he's amazing. He subsequently starts the rebellion and brings all of these leaders of the rebellion together for Darth Vader and the Emperor to kill at that point while they attack. It's not like they kill us, but that was just such a crazy plot where you're just playing as him and then brought back technically in the second one as a clone. I think that's when the rebellion stuff happened, but man, just that character, the raw power, like being able to like tear a Star Destroyer out of the sky, you know, just with the palm of his hand. That was just some amazing stuff.
Oh, I want to give homage to Jedi Academy too, because that one was really fun. The lightsaber battles were
really fun.
Amazing.
I actually really loved the PS1 Phantom Menace game.
Oh yeah?
It was really good. It was a classic movie tie-in game where like they really expanded the plot through levels that shouldn't have existed in the first place. Like there's this level where you're like battling your way through the Gungan city, which is not anything that ever happened in the movie. You know, you're there and then you're gone, basically, in the movie. And I don't know, we'll get into the first.
It's a little more in depth than Gungan City than the movie gets into.
Yeah, and it was okay platforming while also giving you the really good feel of being a Jedi. And again, like I'm probably going to get a lot of flack from people out there being like, the people suck. But
could you pod race in it?
No, but I mean, there was a whole pod racing game, which was also awesome. I used to walk to Target by my house and just play the demo for pod racing on the GameCube?
Sounds about
right. Is that right? Is that what that was on?
Sounds about right.
GameCube? Yeah. GameCube's a great console. Hashtag GameCube, I guess. Hashtag, also, Animal Crossing. Gonna put that in there.
Yeah.
So, this is a big one. I was going to ask everybody in the world. Is Boba Fett dead?
Ooh, good question. See, before Force Awakens came out, I thought the Captain Phasma character was going to be Boba Fett.
Ooh, okay.
But it turned out not to be, so.
I will tell you that I thought after Episode 7 came out, that I thought in Episode 8, this is a completely far-fetched, I had so many theories for 8, but I thought Captain Phasma was going to be pitted up against Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because of both mysterious forces, like with helmets that don't come off, and I thought, like, Boba Fett's gonna, like, I thought the movie would open up Boba Fett, like, in the Outer Rim, searching for Luke, because the First Order's hired him, because like, he's the number one bounty hunter, made his way out of the Sarlacc pit, even though it swallowed him in the remasters and digested him technically. But it takes 1,000 years, man. Boba Fett's got armor that can do some stuff.
Yeah, maybe he missiled his way out of it.
And so, yeah, I thought, like, Captain Phasma's gonna turn to the good side, and then, like, the only person that can go up against Boba Fett at this point in his hardened, like, experience is Captain Phasma. That didn't happen, obviously.
No. That'd be cool, though. Yeah. We could still see him again in Episode 9, but I feel like they're trying to move away from the old characters in these new movies.
I was really hoping to see a Gungan in Force Awakens. I was hoping to see, not Jar Jar technically, but I was hoping to see, like, maybe in a cantina scene. Because I love the Gungans, man. Like, they fought off the droid army in the first movie, you know, like, that's a feat. They all came together on Naboo and decided to settle their differences, and, like, they were going to be the bodies being destroyed on that battlefield. There weren't any humans out there. It was all Gungans versus droids. The droids weren't dying. The droids were being dismantled. But
what if we find out in Episode 9 that Emperor Snoke is actually just a really old Jar Jar Binks with all his ears cut off. And
See, and that was a big theory, was that the way he's all, not technically that it was, there were some theories that it was Jar Jar, but like the Jar Jar Sith Lord theories, I think are like spot on. Because George Lucas said, Jar Jar's the key, and there is all of the scenes with Jar Jar waving his hand in the original movies where like people all of a sudden changed their mind to go along with what he was saying in the beginning, where at first they dismissed him, and I have no doubt that Jar Jar had some powers. But in the new Aftermath trilogy of books, he's just a court jester at this fountain now. It's really sad. It's a really sad ending for a character that they were just they tossed it to Chuck Wendig and just said, yeah, you want to do something with Jar Jar? Go ahead, kid. Take it away.
My battery's flashing. Just so you know.
Take it away.
How do you feel about the prequels? It's actually a very good segue here.
I enjoyed them when they were released, and they served their purpose. I like them for the most part. They're not my favorites, but
they're definitely not my favorites. But upon first viewing of each of them coming out of the theater, I was like, "Oh, that's great Star Wars."
yeah, Darth Maul's badass.
Darth Maul's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, his run in Clone Wars. And I think he's in Rebels as well, but I haven't seen all of Rebels, so I'm giving you a bunch of hate about that in the comments.
I feel like they didn't really use Grievous as much as they should have, I think.
Grievous was a little lackluster for me. I
just wanted some more powerful enemies, and Dooku didn't ever seem that threatening.
Yeah.
In the name,
it's
too.
CGI Yoda. I don't know, there's a lot of people who love that fight, there's a lot of people who hate that fight. I remember watching that fight and just having a very feeling about it. Just like, this is happening, and it's okay. But, upon leaving that movie, I still felt like, man, this is a great Star Wars. Never had a problem with it. Never had a problem with it!
Do you feel, after watching Episode 8, The Last Jedi, that the new trilogy is headed in a good direction?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. I had some problems with Episode 8, but nothing that fully ruined my movie-going experience. One of my biggest problems had to do with CGI, with the Stampede. That was a big one. I loved all of the prosthetic alien work going through the casino, that long shot just going through, it was beautiful. And all of the work that went into that from all the puppeteers and everything was just absolutely amazing. And then they kind of rushed along this story with Finn and Rose that then led to this, spoilers, led to a stampede that just wrecks through all of this amazing prosthetic work and just destroys it all. And it just seemed kind of like a little bit of a metaphor to me.
It's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, it was kind of unnecessary. It was like,
It felt unnecessary.
There's other ways to get them off the planet. I think it had something with Rose's family used to raise those animals, or they were where she was from, or something. It's let's start with Stanford. I don't know. I had some problems with Rose and Finn's relationship, but I guess the question was more about how do I feel about the direction. I think the direction is really good. I think Rian Johnson shook up the Star Wars game. I think that's something that's really important, because Force Awakens and The Last Jedi felt like completely different films, and that's how every single Star Wars film should absolutely feel. They should be tethered by their arcs and, obviously the galaxy and everything, but they shouldn't all feel the same. Force Awakens, while it was an absolute amazing movie, no matter what anybody says, it did feel and mirrored a lot of, A New Hope and Phantom Menace, which is fine. That's how secular storytelling works.
Circular storytelling.
Who's your favorite character of the new trilogy?
Ooh.
You know, I really liked Captain Phasma because it's really mysterious. But now that she's gone.
Or is she?
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Is she gone?
Hashtag is she? No.
Alright, anyway.
No.
So you love Captain Phasma. Or you loved Captain Phasma? Are you saying Captain Phasma was your favorite? Answer the question! Before the court! Star Wars court! I'm getting real bored.
Yeah, Captain Phasma. Mysterious factor is cool, but I mean, Kylo Ren is a good bad guy, so I really like Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren is hot.
I fell in love with Rey.
Yeah.
The first movie was a scavenger from the deserts of Jakku's, wearing a helmet, chilling in the AT-AT, making a little bread. Looked up that recipe, it's real simple.
It's just like
Hashtag Angel Ray makes bread. Oh God, and I love Finn. Finn was great, but I just always come back to Ray. But BB-8!
BB-8's cool.
BB-8, who is
He's the real hero.
a completely empty presence in episode 8, which was actually, they added in the ports, which were just like basically made to hang out with Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon.
They're like little winged Chewbaccas.
They're adorable, but I also felt like adding them in, they also didn't know at which points in the script to like really utilize BB-8 in these interesting ways, and they didn't bring back Bill Hader and Benny Schwartz. Hashtag Comedy Bang Bang, I guess, for Benny Schwartz. That's not his actual name, but
BB-8 though was the real hero, the real underdog hero in episode 8. Does a lot of big stuff.
well, and with the whole code breaker thing.
Yeah.
What? You're not just gonna get a droid? Like, R2's opened every door you've ever needed in the galaxy. Shut down the trash compactor. Oh God, I have to do it. 3PO! Shut down! Shut down all the trash compactors on the detention level! 3PO! 3PO is a perfect Mark Hamill impression. 3PO! So you gotta do, 3PO! No, that was maybe a little too high. 3PO! 3PO! Okay, we've leaned into this now. So... Poe.
Yes.
That's it. This, I'm gonna end on this question. Because it's the last one I wrote down. I thought maybe I'll open with it. But no. Because I wrote it down last. It's like, what does Star Wars mean to you?
That's a pretty broad question. What does it all mean to me?
What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you?
Nostalgia.
Okay. A warm place.
Yeah.
That you would call home.
It's very nostalgic to
Within
me.
you.
Yeah. It's like childhood. Reminds me of childhood. Just like the story and everything. All the characters and the toys and games. And you want to go to school whenever you're going on recess at school. Like, want to play a lightsaber. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It sticks.
It means a
with
lot.
lightsabers.
A lot to me. The music's fantastic. It's just nostalgic. It's like, good feelings.
It's about family. That's what Star Wars is all about. And I feel like that's something Rian Johnson tried to move away from in Episode 8 that I actually really appreciated, but it's about the broader family. It's not just about the Skywalker family, how his family runs the galaxy, of the light side. It's about how all of these different people can become a family through their struggles and stuff. As much as I didn't understand the romantic entanglement between Rose and Finn when she kisses him at the end of Episode 8, spoiler alert, edit this in before that, and then also keep it in right here, and then just keep all of this as I continue.
She almost kills him to save him, but kisses him and
She kisses him, and like, I really thought Finn was gonna die. I thought, man, this is amazing. This is really bold storytelling. Like, I thought this is his arc. Like, he doesn't know how to get over the PTSD he has from being a stormtrooper in the First Order. He's like, I don't think he'll ever overcome it. They open on him trying to leave his rebellion friends, who he established over the course of the first film in the trilogy, that like he's, embedded into it now. And I kind of thought, like, at the beginning, why have we reverted back to this? This feels like a backstep for his character arc, but Rian Johnson knew what he was doing.
Is that what Star Wars meant to you?
It's about family. Really, it's weird because George Lucas said the same thing after I think Force Awakens came out. He said something very similar, like leading up to the release. It's at least to him, that's what it was all about. And I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy because I have the same exact thought while watching it. I don't know. It's about the wonder and like you said, being like a child, the nostalgia. Like anything can happen. You could be the chosen one. Like being a farm boy on Tatooine with 2 second suns, which is like that's an amazing life. You just chilling.
Yeah,
drinking that blue milk.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I was a kid, and I didn't know that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. And it was a surprise to me.
That must have been
So I was like
amazing.
5 years old when I first saw it.
And I've seen some reaction videos of kids online these days watching the Star Wars films and finding out that Vader is, his dad. Absolutely losing their minds. Like,
no way.
That would have been amazing, but my whole life, I was just like, who is? And maybe nobody even ever told me. Maybe I couldn't remember the first time I watched the first Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and just had retained the information, but also, maybe I just always knew.
Well,
Context clues.
Dad had it ruined for him before he could see it, right?
My father.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, my father had it ruined for him. He had to work a late shift at a record store, and some punk woman, not any derogatory
If you're
terms,
out there.
in the garage, she came in and said, oh my god, the craziest part is when you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Spoiler alert, bitch! Put it at the beginning!
Oh.
You hadn't even seen
At
it
the
yet.
beginning!
Hadn't seen it yet.
Well, that's in the garage.
And that's been the first episode of In the Garage. We talked about Star Wars, a little bit about it. We'll probably do another episode later on because, it's a whole galaxy worth to talk about. And thanks for joining us. Leave us a comment, subscribe, or like, whatever. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Do the
it's going to happen.
Do the clicky thing. The click.
Click.
on the-
I think we have another video right here, but also
Do the clicky.
down in my chair now there should be a link to a video that we did.
Okay, bye.